You know, ChatGPT, right? The AI tool millions of us use every day. Well, it's about to change in a big, big way. It's not just going to be your AI assistant anymore. It's about to start selling you things. Today, we're diving into its huge pivot into becoming a massive advertising platform.
So it really all comes down to this one massive question. I mean, think about it. 250 million people use this thing every week. How on earth does a service like ChatGPT actually pay the bills? The answer? Well, it's going to completely change how you interact with AI.
All right, let's get into it. Section 1, ChatGPT's billion-dollar question. We're going to look at the money, the real financial pressure cooker that's forcing their hand. Because for OpenAI, this isn't just about making more cash. We're talking about survival.
Get ready for this number. $5 billion. That's what it's projected to cost them every single year, just to keep the lights on at OpenAI. That is an absolutely mind-boggling amount of money to come up with.
And when you're looking at a bill that huge, it means one thing for sure. Subscriptions just aren't going to cut it, not even close. OpenAI has to. They are forced to find new ways to make money if they want to keep this thing going.
But here's the flip side of that coin. With that massive cost comes a truly massive opportunity. And that opportunity is its user base. 250 million people using it every single week. That is the audience that holds the key to everything.
Okay, Section 2, the new advertising playbook. So how are they going to do it? How do you turn all those chats into actual revenue? And let me tell you, if you're thinking of boring old banner ads, you need to think again. Their plan is way, way more sophisticated than that.
It's really a three-part strategy. First up, hyper-personalization. They want to use data to make every single interaction feel like it's tailored just for you. Next, they're going to ramp up engagement. Think things like gamification, storytelling, anything to keep you coming back. And finally, the big one, context-aware conversations. This is where the AI actually remembers what you've talked about before, so the ads don't feel like an interruption, but more like a natural part of the chat.
And this isn't just a theory. The numbers show this stuff works. I mean, we are not talking about tiny little improvements here. Personalization alone can boost engagement by a staggering 80%. Just making the sign-up process smoother can increase retention by 50%. And something as simple as a friendly tone, that can make users 30% more likely to come back. These are huge, powerful tools for growth.
Okay, but a great plan is useless without the right people, right? And OpenAI is not messing around here. They are deadly serious about this, and they're putting together what you can only call an advertising dream team.
You just have to look at who they're hiring to see how serious they are. They've appointed their first ever CMO. They poached a top executive who used to run Google's search advertising, only the biggest ad machine on the planet. And they're building a whole new team called the ChatGPT Growth Team just for this.
So what's this team doing? They're building their own MarTech stack from the ground up. Now, MarTech is just a fancy term for all the techie infrastructure you need to run and measure marketing campaigns. And the key thing here is they're not just buying some off-the-shelf software. No, they're building the entire thing themselves. That's a huge deal.
All right, on to Section 3, the price of personalization. And this is where things get really tricky. Because when you build an ad engine this powerful, you run headfirst into a massive challenge, our privacy.
So, on paper, OpenAI is saying all the right stuff. They've made public promises to protect our data, to be transparent, all of that.
But let's be real. Here's the big question for all of us who use it. Can you really have truly personal ads without the AI reading your chats? How else would it know what you're interested in? And that's the dilemma we're all facing, isn't it? It's a trade-off. On the one hand, yeah, you get a better experience, maybe even ads you actually find useful. But on the other hand, your chat history, your private conversations are being used to target you. And that opens up a whole can of worms about data misuse.
And you better believe user trust is on the line here. A full 68% of people say they want platforms to be upfront about how their data is used. If OpenAI messes this up and breaks that trust, they could lose the very people they're trying to build this business on.
And it's not just about what users think. They're also walking through a legal minefield. You've got major privacy laws like GDPR over in Europe and the CCPA in California. These things have serious teeth. One wrong move could lead to massive fines.
Okay, final section, rewriting the ad industry. Because what we're talking about here is way bigger than just ChatGPT. This is about a ripple effect that could completely change the entire advertising world as we know it. And the prize they're chasing? It's huge. The advertising technology market is already worth $1 trillion today.
And in 10 years, it's projected to hit nearly $8 trillion. The financial incentive to crack this is just astronomical.
So here's the real game changer. For decades, ads have targeted demographics. We want to reach 30-year-old men who live in the city. But generative AI, it's not about demographics. It's about targeting personalities. It's about understanding your intent, your mood, your unique way of thinking, just from how you talk to it.
Just look at how this changes the whole process. The old way, it's slow. You have human strategists planning things out, people manually buying ad space, and then you wait for the reports to trickle in. The new AI-powered way, it's all happening at once. The AI sets the goals, buys the ads on its own, and measures the results in real time. I mean, just stop and think about what that means for a second. A marketer could just type a single sentence into ChatGPT, something like, "Hey, run a campaign for our new sneakers, target Gen Z in the Midwest," and the AI could just do it. Plan it, buy it, measure it, all by itself, autonomously.
So if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this. This isn't just some new button they're adding to ChatGPT. We are literally watching the very beginning of a fundamental change in how companies talk to us and sell to us online.
And that leaves us with one last big question to chew on. As AI gets this good at advertising, as it becomes this all-knowing, personal, autonomous seller, who is it really working for? The company that's paying for the ad, or you? The answer to that question is probably going to define the entire next chapter of the internet.